Let's agree on one thing. There are no perfect games. No matter how much you enjoyed, no matter how much you played, whether you spend 1 hour in it or 100,000, there are no perfect games. But there are games that strive to become perfect. And even that attempt should be commendable. And you should reward games even for trying that. Not to want to try, but to literally trying that. And there is this one game that broke down everyone's expectation. And I mean destroyed it. And not in a bad way. Being in the worst place possible, going from the most beloved thing to the most hated thing, this game managed to pick itself up and show up and become better and better and better with every iteration. And in my opinion, because of this reason, this game deserves to be played by everyone, even just to be tried. You might not love it and you'll probably hate a lot of aspects of this game, but just the story behind the game deserves to be tried. And yeah, if you haven't been living under a rock for the past 10 years, you understand what game I'm talking about. I'm talking about No Man's Sky. And yeah, I know that you heard this a billion times, so this game is nothing like it was before. It has redeemed itself and things like that. But let me tell you what it actually was and what it actually became. The game was released in 2016 and I played this game for the first time in 2018. I played for around 20 to 30 hours and then I abandoned it. Not because I didn't like it, just because I switched on to other things. Then I tried it again in 2020 and already it was quite an upgraded experience. And then I tried it in 2022 and it was even better, and then I tried it now and it is even better than that. But what changed and how it actually become from the hated game to the beloved one? And the answer is free updates. And not just updates, it's upgrades. This game has been updating and releasing more and more and more content since its release, and none of them are actually paid. All of them were completely free. So no matter whether you bought the game in 2016 or 2022, you are getting the same upgrades for free for everyone. But what it has changed? Well, practically everything. When game was released, it was completely bare bones experience. What you could do is just travel from planet to planet, mine resources manually, a very limited number of ships, very limited number of activities, very limited number of weapons, and very limited of everything. And all you could do is just hop from planet to planet, see pretty much the same environments over and over again, and to just travel to the center of the galaxy. That wasn't an actual goal. At least that's what everyone was talking about when the game was released. And when you reach the center of the galaxy, well, still I won't be spoiling you that, but there was nothing special there. And all it gave you just a command to play the game more and more and more, all for nothing. But it all changed. The ship, the character, the weapon customization have exploded. Now you can actually build entire bases on the planets. There are entire settlements that you can actually manage. You can have a companions in your combat. You have large freighters and capital ships, which you can send on different missions and be as your mobile hub. There are much more things to discover. There are much better crafting. There are much better building. Everything is better because there are more things to do. But why should everyone should try it? It's basically what it was supposed to be on release, right? Well, because the developers actually listened and transformed game to be for almost everyone. But how? Let me explain. When I play space games, I usually do not like combat in the space games. Unless it's very complicated space sim where you need to control a bunch of different things and which makes the combat very interesting. I don't like combat in space arcade games. It's not that there's something wrong with them, it just I do not like that. And I usually try to avoid combat at all costs. But do you know what happens with those games? Well, if you try to avoid combat in most of the space games, you are literally missing the 90% of the game, because combat is usually the easiest and fastest way to gain credits, to gain reputation and everything in the game. I usually like to explore things, to see things, to see different anomalies, and I want to be rewarded for that. And weirdly enough, No Man's Sky is one of the few games that actually allows you to do that without any punishments. How? Well, in the game you travel from planet to planet, and all of the planets and all of the creatures on those planets are of course procedurally generated. And each and every planet has their own set of minerals and own set of plants and animals. And what you can do is actually you can scan them. And when you scan them or when you discover them, you're getting paid money for this. And you know what? If you level this ability up, you will gain enough money to cover all your expenses forever in the game. Like for example, in my game, I have an analysis visor that probably has not been upgraded fully, but for each scan of an animal, I gain gain 200,000 credits, and meaning that on every planet that I land, I gain a few million credits. And that's more than enough to cover a lot of different costs. And all you need to do is just travel to few star systems and you're gonna have enough money for anything. Now what you will need to do is just use this money up to build, to craft, to mine, and for things like that. This is the thing that I love. I don't like combat in these games, so I was given another way to enjoy this game. Do you like building in games? Do you like Minecraft and things like that? Well, this game is rewarding you too. You are unlocking a bunch of different buildable elements and you can build literally any base of your dreams. And it can fulfill the most amount of things that you can do in the game. You don't like mining? Great, you can build the mining rigs now. The gripe that I had in the game for years after its release, now you can do that. You can mine for gases, you can mine for minerals, and you don't need to do anything anymore. Don't want to go for the missions and want the game to do missions for you? Get a freighter, get a few frigates, and send them for those missions, and they will do it for you. Not exact missions that you should do, but they will go and get you some credits, some materials, some nanites, and things like that, and they will bring it to you. This game is ultimate paradise for everyone who wants to do everything, and also for the ones who want to do almost nothing. Yet you will be rewarded for everything you do in any way you want to do it. Wanna enjoy the story? Well, you can do that as well, because game has a story as well. Yes, it's nothing significant and it will not blow your mind, even though it's pretty unique compared to everything else. You have an ability to do that too. You like ground combat and you are an FPS loving type? Well, you can do that as well, because you have multiple different weapons. It's not, the choice is not way too big, but it's enough for you to keep you entertained. Want a challenge? Well, high-level sentinels pose quite a bit of challenge, both on the ground and in space. And everything in the game has been streamlined so much that you won't feel like you're grinding for something way too much unless you choose to do that. Game is not forcing you to do any of that. Like, for example, there is an element called dihydrogen that you need to mine in order to be able to, well, take off on your ship. And the only way in the past to get this dihydrogen was through mining those special crystals on those planets. But now, many of the minerals that you mine anyways on the planet, like for ferrite dust and things like that, it contains dihydrogen as well. You might not even need to mine for dihydrogen anymore. And this is the material that you need, because otherwise you won't be able to take off. Oxygen is very easy to come by. Refining is now much easier. In the past, you need to find refineries or just place them on the ground and refine the materials there. But now you can actually have a portable refineries, even more portable than you already have, installed right in your suit. And you can just refine materials on the go. This game is even great for the ones who like multiplayer. If you want to meet other players, you can just summon Anomaly and just go there and meet other players, group up with them on the fly, and do missions with them. And if you're scared that you will get lost in those vast universe which contains trillions and trillions and trillions of star systems and planets, you won't, because of the portal system that allows you to travel to your base very quickly, and also allows you to summon your freighter very quickly. So you literally have your portable base everywhere you go. And if you have access to portal, you literally can access any place that you want. And that is the greatest thing about that. That's why everyone should play. And you know what's the funniest thing? And you know what's the best thing about this? It's not even done yet. The game is getting more and more and more upgrades, making the game deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Like, would you ever want to have a pet creatures that you can ride and feed and take care of? Whoever wanted that? But you can't do that in this game. And it feels like that in the near future we're gonna get some huge update that would shake the gameplay and make it playable literally now for everyone, like not mandatory playing, even though it's already worth it to play for everyone. So just stop playing whatever space game that you're playing, go and get No Man's Sky and play, because yeah, this game deserved it. This game is the best redemption arc that I have ever seen in gaming. It's not perfect, it's far from perfect, and it will never be perfect, but at the moment as it is right now, it's as perfect as it can be, and as time will go, it will become even better. Well, this will be it for today. Thank you for being here with me. Like the video if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. So yeah.